Reminiscing about the good old days and all that. You know, tracking my roots, where I came from and where I'm going.
Alright, so first pose is going to be the front double bicep. This is one of my favorite poses because my strongest point is getting hit from the front straight on. That's where I look the best. And a little tip and trick on how you can hit this in a more classic way. Instead of standing with your feet straight on and like super symmetrical down the middle, it's a little more classic. I turn my left foot out further and my right foot stays straight, and I drop my hip slightly in a little bit just to give a little bit more of an illusion that your waist is smaller. And then from there you flex your legs. And I personally like to hit a vacuum because it makes my waist look smaller and brings my lats out a little bit more. And from there, you want to bring it up. Even though your hips are rotated, you want to make sure your shoulders are straight on with the stage in front of you, and that makes you look much wider and gives you a much bigger stage presence. So feet a little angled, hips twisted in slightly, and when you hit it, straighten off your shoulders.
You could taste it, cried over every opportunity wasted. Good and bad news, which one you want first? Either way you pick, the bad still gonna hurt you the worst. I never got to bask in the fruits of the labor.
Alright, so second pose I'm gonna hit is gonna be the ab and thigh pose. This is another strong pose of mine because it allows me to show off my small waist and allows me to use my vacuum. So I personally like to transition within the pose from showing off my abs into showing off the vacuum. That's just my way of showing off a few of my strong points. And when you hit this from the bottom down again, when I hit my legs at the start, I like to have my left foot pointing out more, and I put my right foot a bit in front and I rotate it out so that you can show a bit of your adductor as well as your quad sweeping out, and it gives you an illusion that your leg is bigger than it is. And when you go up and you crunch down to hit your abs, you want to think about leaning back a little bit because that allows your lower abs to come out. Personally, I have smaller lower abs, so they don't come out until I lean back more. And from there, when I go into my vacuum, I take a step back and I put my legs beside each other to give that, again, that illusion that my legs are a lot wider. And my vacuum makes my waist look smaller, so it really gives that big shape from big legs to a small waist. And the last little trick that I like to do is behind my head, I rotate my fist into the back of my neck, like this. And what that allows it to do is allows your biceps and your arms to pop a little bit more, so your arms up here look bigger instead of just disappearing if they're like that.
Way back, way back, way back. Here we go, way back, way back, way back. It's time to go way back, way back, way back, way back. Pure pandemonium when I'm in the building. Grown man.
Alright, so third and final pose I'm going to be hitting is going to be the side chest. This is one of those things where from the side you want to just make sure you look as wide and as big as possible. And there's a few kind of tricks you can do to hit that. First off, again, starting with the legs. When you put your foot in the middle of your one foot in the middle of the other foot, you want to make sure you're dragging this hamstring across this leg. So this leg is actually pushing out the back hamstring, allowing it to hang and look bigger than it is. Second, you want to never forget to flex your glute because you don't want your glute to look loose while everything else is. So drag the hamstring out, flex your glute, and in the upper body, personally I like to kind of vacuum because it allows me to stick my chest up, but regardless you want to make sure your chest is up to look as big as possible, and you don't want to have any gaps. So if you're ever hitting it like this or like this and there's a gap where you can see behind you through your body, that's not good. You want to hide everything but still look big. Also, as you're turning, with his back chest, you see this is fully flexed. I'm taking this shoulder and I'm shoving into this pec just to bring out all the striations in this chest. From there, second pec, you want to lift it up as high as possible, drag that shoulder back, and again, rotate your body as much as possible so you look wide as possible on the top, small waist again, and then the big hamstring at the bottom. So all together, drag the hamstring, bring the chest up, flex that back pec, and rotate the body.
Way back, way back, way back. You see, in retrospect, I would've did it the same. In hindsight, I'm the only one to blame. I ain't picky, I'm just real specific. I want nothing less than terrific. I know y'all get it. I'm aggressive, so our style is clashing. Killer instinct, and I play with passion. I'd rather